What's up, y'all?
Hey guys.
Welcome to DATB. DATB. Yeah. We're wearing the same clothes. We recorded multiple times in the same night. Sue us.
I
It is
never
what it
wash
is.
my clothes. Wear the same thing every single day. Don't
Smells
lie to
too.
them. Yeah.
Everything's
Raunchy.
smelly. What time is it? 8:17. We'll wrap at like 9:15.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, 'cause it's past my bedtime.
yeah. Whatever time you need to go. If this needs to be 45 minutes, just
No,
holler
I'm
at
just kidding.
me. Yeah, we were talking about music. Like, I definitely told myself, and this will probably come after I get like the iPad or an iMac or something like that, like the setup.
Mm-hmm.
Because you also need like a soundboard. Like, you need different. You need and I have speakers,
Mm-hmm.
so the monitor situation really isn't that bad. But you have to know how to overlap.
I'll just let you get the studio, and I'll just rent out your studio, and I'm just gonna rent out just so I
Honestly,
can sing to myself all day long.
I never even thought about that being something that could happen. But I definitely want to learn how to do. Like, I want to learn how to play some instruments.
Mm-hmm.
Just one, because I think it would be fun,
Yeah.
right? And then I also want to take voice lessons. Like, I've always had a love-hate relationship with my singing voice.
Let's hear it.
No, that's
What?
I am so self-conscious about.
Do it for the viewers.
No,
Do it for the gram.
No,
Bitches
I
love
put
the
one
gram.
on TikTok and a guy.
You did? Oh.
It wasn't even singing. I literally was like being stupid, and the guy was like, "You suck," and I was like, "Yeah, I know."
That would have hurt.
It wasn't actually like.
I think that's why I'm too scared to put videos of me singing up on social media. I mean, I think I have like some videos of me doing karaoke on Instagram years and years and years and many moons ago, back in my early 20s. But yeah, no, I don't think I think I'd be too scared to put videos of myself singing again.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been so long that it's just like, especially like now, I'm like out of breath all the time.
So, and this probably fucks me up,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm not a very creative I'm not a very artistic person.
Yeah.
But I'm a creative person. So I'm not one of those people that can see a canvas and see what I need to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a person that has a thought and I could make song lyrics.
That's funny because I'm the same way. I used to be really good at poetry. I used to write poems all the time. And I don't know, over time, I stopped and I can't. And I struggle with creativity a lot these days. And I just had this conversation with a good friend of mine last week. And I mean, we have this conversation all the time when we talk about marketing and stuff. It's like, I lack the creativity. And it's like, dude, how do I get it back? Because I used to be so creative. I used to have endless ideas for poems. I could just open up
You're
a book
getting
and
old,
start writing.
that's why.
I'm getting older. Probably.
It's what happens. That is a legit thing, is like, as you get older, you just get beat up on.
That is true.
And then it's eventually like the corporate world.
All those doors being shut and
It's
everything.
like shapes you. And then now I do think that we're coming back around to where creativity is starting to be accepted.
Yeah.
And now that's pretty cool, right? That opens doors. Now, I'll sit there and say I was always a person that I was low-key creative.
Mm-hmm.
And then this whole situation happened, and it forced me, because now you need logos. Now you need banners. Now you need to find out thumbnails and I'm still figuring out thumbnails because there's different ways to work. Like, should I take a photo where we are making funny faces? Should I just find one that's from the interaction? Like,
I know. The one you picked for our video, man. I'm like,
well, yeah, that's kind of what.
I was like, oh, gosh, why that one?
It's okay.
Mouth open and everything.
Yeah, well, you didn't laugh that much in that one, so I was like trying to
I feel like I laughed a lot. What do you mean?
I don't know.
There were
also
definitely better frames you could have got.
There was some of them too where the mic was in front of your face or just.
Oh, okay.
But there's like.
There.
Yeah, there you go.
Better angle.
But it's all a part, and you don't think about that in the heat of like recording.
Yeah.
However, that is also something that I have to think about. Like, when I'm recording, do we stand somewhere And every single time we have a staged photo where I have a perfect high pixel, like a high resolution photo of our faces. So when I put it up on the actual thumbnail, everything is clear, like a professional thumbnail.
That would be cool.
So, but there's also different things. Like I had just found out how to take out like my body, and get rid of the background.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just found out how to do a lot of this stuff, but that's a part of the creativity is like the second part of being creative is it's literally limitless.
Yeah.
So when you're thinking about like what is your creative process or how do you want to go about being this creative minded person?
Mm-hmm.
Well, nobody else thinks like you. Like you might be able to find a painting that you identify with,
Yeah.
right? Like,
That
ooh, this
resonates.
thing speaks with me.
Yeah.
You might be able to find a musician that, ooh, man, something about their song, something about their voice, something about just whatever it is. Whatever it is. You like the way they dress. You like the way they sing. You like the way that they shape their music, right? Maybe it comes from dancing. Maybe it comes from you just have a passion about music. But it's fucking limitless. Like, you have a chance. That's my thing with music. Is like, if I ever decided, and that's the thing that scares me, is I know what songs that I like, but I also know that I probably couldn't sing. Now, I think there's parts of my voice that I probably could sing, and I probably could use, and I could probably make it sound relatively good with the tech, with the tech that we got now.
Yeah.
But I don't fucking know that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh man.
that's
Yeah, no.
I think that, and
Yeah.
I've recorded myself in here singing.
Oh, I've got to hear that.
Like I've recorded myself in here singing, just like bullshitting, and I don't think it was like horrible, but I also, if I had like a vocal, that's the other part is like maybe if I went to a vocal coach, maybe they would be like, "Hey, dude,
You're all right.
you're all right. Like you're
I'll
not."
tell you.
know?
Let's go.
No, dude.
I won't.
I
lie.
haven't warmed up my
Your
la,
vocal
la,
cords
la.
yet.
birds in the trap or bees in the trap. What is it? It is bees.
I
in
don't
the
know.
trap.
Well, bees in the chat.
Bees. Whatever.
No, see,
your
I was in
vocal
choir,
warm-ups.
so like my vocal warm ups were like over the mountainside. Like it's like so it's very different.
I can't
So
do
it was
that.
like it was like from the belly up, and like it would go like a whole octave. Like it was just crazy. And so those were my warm ups. So like when you're like bees in the trap, I'm like, okay, we beatboxing, but bees in the trap.
But yeah, and it's definitely internal.
Yeah.
And I've done a pretty good job of like getting out of my comfort zone. That is the one that I've just never
Do it.
And so-
Just
so-
do
so-
it.
This was where my head was, is I was like, you know what? If I have the studio,
Mm-hmm.
put on the software, and I'm just gonna like, so I actually have a weird way that my mind works.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're familiar with the way Lil Wayne writes his songs.
I thought
Well,
he doesn't write them.
He doesn't.
He just
Well, he
gets
does,
it
but
then.
he doesn't. So
Yeah.
he'll get in there, he'll freestyle a premise, and then he'll just kind of go off, and then it'll technically
Yeah.
get written down, and that'll become the premise. I'm very much like that, where like if I sit on it, I'm thinking too much. I'm thinking about the structure doesn't make sense. So if I'm
Mhm.
throwing a double entendre in there, if I'm throwing like how do you make it make sense without it being too complicated? Then you
This is why a lot of people go into the studio and they just like freestyle. Some people, I don't want to say everybody, just freestyle until they get an idea of like what sounds good or what flows, and then they start writing it, and then they put it all together, and then they really put.
that was kind of how I was gonna do it, but I was like, you know what? Let me kind of figure out an acoustic guitar because I can lay down a complete bass line just with my audio equipment. I won't have a beat behind it. I won't have a band behind it. I won't have anything else. And then I think it'd be fun just as like a hobby.
Yeah, no, I've been wanting to pick up an instrument because I mean, I used to write songs and poetry that would turn into music, but it was like lyrics. There were no music behind it, no instrumentals, nothing.
Yeah.
And it's because I didn't play an instrument. So I'd have it up here, but I didn't have the music to go with it. And so I'm like, I want to learn how to play an instrument, because some people, what they do is they find their sounds and then they put the lyrics to match it.
See,
Whereas
that's my
I was
issue.
opposite. I want to have the lyrics and then I want to find the sound that goes with it. What I hear up here is what like I want to match.
Yeah.
So I was very opposite in that sense. Whereas some people can lay a track and then they just find the words for it. Like, no, I had to have the words and then I had to find the music for it.
See, my issue with it, and this is solely where I'm at now, is so even if I came in and I was, let's just, in a hypothetical world, I was able to write a song. I was even able to play, just basically strum on a guitar. I was able to get a complete bass line, whatever down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know my pitches. Like, I don't know where like my pockets, like where I sound good.
Like
this
your
is where
range?
this is where my voice stops. This,
Yeah.
I can hit the high notes. I can't. Do I
Yeah.
stay low? This is where I go more baritone.
Are
This
you
is
a
where
soprano or an alto?
well, I think I'm more of like a see, I think I have a weird voice because I can do the bassy part, but then I can also go really high. The problem is I've never went really high and been like serious about it. Right? So I think
you gotta do when you're alone and just
Yeah, yeah.
go for it.
well, so if I'm thinking about, hey, I gotta hit this high note, I have no idea.
Start with Alicia Keys and be like, some people, and then just go for it.
Want it all.
There you go. There you go. But sing it from the belly. Like, don't think of it from the chest. Think of it as from the belly. And like as it. So like, I saw this TikTok, and a girl was actually discussing this, and she was like, I guess she was some kind of music major, and she was like, she explained it so well. It's go through it like you're speaking with passion. Speak, speak, speak. Because then you're doing that through your belly. But then start to change it to singing. So then it's the same thing. So you'll be like, it's so much easier to sing from your belly at that point, because you're
Yeah.
already so used to speaking those same words with the same tempo and everything.
Well, see,
I don't know why I'm talking with my hands so much.
Well, see, that's easier said than done if you come from a background of. So I could do that, but if I have no knowledge of, but that's
Practice breathing right
but
first.
once again, that's why I was talking about like a vocal coach, because I know they would 100% be able to say, hey man, this is where you're gonna like hold air. This is where you're gonna let it out. This is where
Yeah.
you're gonna breathe. This is where you're able to kind of go.
And they'll go over the proper breathing workouts
So-
and warm ups.
Yeah, and with that being said, like I have no idea what even my intent would be with it. Like that's kind of a weird
Yeah.
hobby to just have. Is just like,
No,
oh,
it's
I'm just
not.
gonna
Go
sing.
for it.
But
You could do like coffee house singing or something, you know? Thirsty Horse.
so
up on
I've
stage.
noticed, and I tone it back because like the first probably like 4 or 5 episodes of this, I just sounded like a country bumpkin. Just
Yeah, your accent was just out there.
so like
it was
I've
much.
tried to like tone it back and like
Be
actually
you, be
like
you.
enunciate a little bit more. I think it still comes out sometimes.
Oh yeah, right now it just came out.
But when I'm singing, 100% the only genre I can sing is country. 'Cause
Oh yeah,
100
same here.
It 100% just comes out, and it is recklessly country.
I don't have a country accent, but the only music that I sing decent, I mean, besides like opera and choral music and stuff like that, is country. I mean, I love singing rock and heavy metal. Am I great at it? No,
I could probably
but
do
country, and I like blues, so like some house blues, some jazz.
See, I wish I had more of like a. See, I feel like I have a soulful, like some soulful,
Mm-hmm.
like in there, but I have no. And that's once again like it's in your head, and you feel like you have these sounds to your voice or whatever, and then but I also could be 100% tone deaf.
that
You know what I'm
is
saying?
possible.
So I don't think I'm tone deaf because I've actually like recorded myself singing and I've listened to it, right?
but if you're
No, I don't think that's how tone deaf works.
okay,
I think tone deaf is like as it's
As
coming
it-
out of your
yeah.
mouth and you hear it, you hear
you
'Cause,
hear it totally different.
like,
and then
example-
it's playing back for you, and you're like, oh,
yeah, like if I'm playing it on my phone and I have my phone over here, I think
Yeah.
now this is all me just assuming shit. because that's what I believe. I would assume that it's similar to like if you're listening to anything else.
That's true.
Like if you're listening to a song and they can't sing, I'm sure it would be.
But some people think they sing good. That's the thing.
But do they record themselves?
Yeah, and they'll play back. Like, what was that guy's name? There was a guy a long time ago.
JJ Icefish?
I have no idea, but he was like
Black
singing,
dude?
like this R&B
Really
music.
goofy?
Yeah.
He was
and
with
thought he was
Karen
really,
G
yeah.
or whatever from here?
Yeah, and he thought he was
JJ
really good.
Icefish.
There
No,
you
he
go.
didn't. He even came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, see, I didn't keep up with it.
It started out as a joke.
Oh.
And it started out as like he made all of this money off that video. That's why he got a supermodel.
Yeah.
Well, not supermodel, but she was very popular around here.
Yeah.
But like that's why he got this gorgeous woman, because it was supposed to be like a joke.
Hilarious,
Like
yeah.
he wasn't even a singer. So he just made this song and then it blew up. So he's like, let's write it.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's why he's like doing all of his weird dances and doing all
well,
that.
you never know. Some people like don't know that they don't sing
But
good.
hey,
Like me, I remember going back and forth questioning, do I even sing good? And then I'm like, I think I sing
but
all
good's
right.
subjective.
Good
Yeah.
is subjective. But then, like, I got tips, like, when I would sing karaoke at this gay bar, and I'm like, oh, okay, I must be good, because these people are brutal. They will be honest.
So this is another thing, like
And gay people, yeah.
well, like I've kind of realized, you know, just through the years, like you don't have to be the most talented. Like
You got to put on a show.
well, like The Voice
Mm-hmm.
and like American Idol and shows like that, that really showed me. Because I'm like, you could be the most spot on, God-given talent. You could have everything, right? Like you could sing. But then you see the people who's selling tickets and you're like, I know this is going to sound probably ridiculous, but like you look at somebody like Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Beyonce doesn't sing like Whitney Houston. Like she
Mm-hmm.
sings good, but she's also beautiful. She can dance. She understands choreography.
Yeah.
She puts on a great show. She's had a very, very good run with like who she sings with and the songs she's made. And then not only that, like the way she speaks, she has a cult following. So then it is what it is.
Yeah, it goes, there's more things that go into play.
But then you have now, I guess the caveat, like Ariana Grande can straight,
Oh, she's got pipes.
she can straight sing.
So, one thing, and people are going to hate me for
I'm a
saying
fan
this.
of hers.
Oh, no,
And I don't
love
even like
Ariana
know her
Grande.
music. I've just like seen her fucking around, just like singing.
Like, and it just comes so effortlessly.
and you're just like, how can you do this?
People are going to hate me, but Taylor Swift are one of those people that aren't really the best singers. She's a good singer.
She's not,
She's
but
not. But
she-
she's not. But she is. You know, she blew up so big.
But here's the thing. She knew what she wanted to sing
Mhm.
about, and she knew how to layer a song.
Yeah.
Or she knew who to.
She knew her target audience.
She knew who she wanted to produce her music
Mhm.
or whatever it may be. Like she knew what she was going after. Because I 100% agree, right? Like you'll see a.
I mean, I love Tay Tay still, but she's not the best singer.
But that's my point. Is there's so many people that they're not the most talented person,
yeah.
but the way that they mix everything together in the sense of music anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Because I've seen some people even in karaoke, and you're like, "Fuck, are you doing here? Like, what are you doing? Like, go do some famous people shit."
Dude, and like that's crossed my mind too. Is like, oh my gosh, like I mean, obviously I'm in fitness right now, but it's like people have asked me, well, why don't you do anything with singing? I'm like, oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing singing.
Well, the other thing is, and I had this realization.
And I'm not trying to be famous.
Well, like I think it would be not famous.
I just want to have a hobby to where I can sing
I think it would be cool.
and just fuck around.
And we're kind of in like a lucky place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're in Texas, where you can be very regionally
Yeah.
loved, supported, and everything like that without being over the top famous. Now, I
Yeah.
guess people like Coetzel is probably
Yeah.
pissed that away, but like there's a bunch of people that are relatively like Aaron Watson
Yeah.
could probably go in most places
yeah.
unnoticed.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he can still have almost a whole entire life and like do his own thing. Like there's a bunch of people that could probably do the same exact thing, and
Mhm.
and it's not that they don't make good music. They're just not
Yeah.
They still get to live a regular life.
And which is what they want, too.
Exactly. Like, you get to live your regular life. You get to sing your music, and you get to do your thing.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really wrap my head around, like, if I ever... Because on the flip side of everything me saying about me singing, well, what if I learned how to produce the music?
Yeah.
Right? Come over here, record. I'll go through the whole entire things. We'll fuck with the levels. We'll flip. We'll... Whatever it is, and, like, you'll just start... All of that probably sounded unintelligent.
We could be like Dillain on the track.
Dillain on the track. What are you doing, step bro?
Mom and Dad are on their way home.
I don't know. I've always been infatuated with music.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the most unadulterated form of art.
Yeah.
Because you're going to now, with that being said,
I was like,
with that being said, there is some people that realized that they were capable of something and went completely the opposite way, and they knew that, hey, we can get famous off of this just because of XYZ. For the most part, most people sing what they want to sing. They write what they want to write. They go places they want to go. Like, it is the most passion-filled thing. Now, I think once you get to a certain point and people start writing your own shit, like writing the shit for you, you have managers telling you where to go. Like, you can't really go out.
Yeah.
Like Luke Combs.
Dude,
I personally don't understand why you would want to be somebody like Luke Combs, because he went from this small town, good, go lucky guy to where, like, he has such a look to him, he can't go anywhere. Yeah. He's screwed.
Even when he played at Cowboys that one time, he still wasn't that big. And, I mean, I feel like it'll be a while before I get an intimate concert of Luke Combs again like that.
But I don't think you'll ever get an intimate, actual... Now, I guess it depends on your version of intimate. I mean, 50,000 people.
Yeah, see, like, that was rare.
That's a lot.
Cowboys, at Cowboys.
Oh,
remember?
Yeah.
What was it? Yeah, like at
I was
Cowboys,
thinking of the rodeo when he was here.
Oh yeah, no, the rodeo was good too. But no, I'm talking about Cowboys. Like, that was such an intimate concert where he was just up there with the guitar and we were like right there.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, what was it? KJ Star Party? No. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I
forgot
about
that.
that.
With Granger Smith and.
Damn, I forgot about that.
That was a long time ago. And we were up there on stage, in the backstage with Granger
That is
Smith.
a pretty intimate.
That was a very intimate.
I don't think you're gonna get that from him.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
unless
the fact
you're
that we
local
were there,
to him.
Yeah, the fact that we were there was a very rare moment.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you get like another KJ Star Party.
I don't think he would do that anymore at this point. I think he's too big. I mean, although. What was it? Flores did this charity little event last year, and it was Mitchell Tenpenny, Chris Young, Kelsey Ballerini, so pretty well-known artists up there, and it was very insane. I was
none of them are Luke Combs though.
Huh? Yeah, that's true.
Not popularity-wise.
Chris Young is pretty up
there. But he's from here. He's from Texas.
That's true. Mitchell Tenpenny is pretty up there. I mean,
he's not high up there.
To me, he is. Actually,
Kelsey Ballerini is probably the most popular out of all of them.
Oh, wait, was it Kelsey Ballerini that day? No, I saw at the rodeo. Just kidding.
Oh.
I'm mixing it up.
I mean, in general, though, like, getting these big artists and, like, my lady, she loves concerts. Yeah. And she always talks about, like, going to these big name concerts. And I'm like, why? Like, I don't want to spend $75 to.
Dude, $75? That's nothing. I spent $1,000 on seeing Luke Bryan and Mitchell Tenpenny when they came. $1,000.
But to me, that's
pit tickets, like, right there. And the only reason why I paid it wasn't even for Luke Bryan. It was for Mitchell Tenpenny, whom I've already seen. But the first time I saw, he didn't take my phone and take a selfie with it. So I'm like, dude, if I get pit tickets and I'm paying $1,000, he's guaranteed to take my phone. Luke Bryan was taking phones. I was like, he's going to take my phone. Nope, ignored everybody. Like, did not take one single picture with anybody.
But that's why. Like,
but that's I'm like, what? So, Mitchell Tenpenny, if you're hearing this, you broke my heart.
to me,
I don't think I'll ever pay that much to see Mitchell Tenpenny again. Even though I love
I wouldn't
his
have paid
music.
that shit to watch nobody. Okay.
Also, it was nice seeing Luke Bryan's
Garth Brooks, George Strait, like I would probably go see the Legends, and I would spend some kind of money like that. But I am and maybe it's because of where we're from. Because we have floors, we have Whitewater, we sometimes Cowboy, and you have these $25, $30 intimate, where you get to see relatively like Travis Tritt, like dude,
Randy Rogers band.
You get to see like some bigger names at these small places, and it's very like intimate. Like even if you're just general admission, you're still pretty close to them. You can see their facial expressions.
Like on that charity concert, it was at Flores, and it was only $50 a ticket for like right up front. And then
$50, you're up there like.
Yeah, it's general, and it was still general admission.
But
though.
75, like 75 to sit up 4 sections up high in a stadium.
Yeah, no.
Where I don't like. To me, I just I don't.
I like to be like
I can't
very
get
close
with
to
that.
concerts.
I can't. There's nothing a part of me that makes me enjoy that.
Yeah.
I think the excitement is there. But then the other part is who are you going with?
That's important too. Like, so when I bought my tickets, it was for my birthday, and I did have someone there that I enjoyed.
$1,000.
Dude, I'm telling you, when I say I love Mitchell Tenpenny, I love his music. I listen and cry to it almost every day. I shit you not. So I was very disappointed when he didn't take any phones and take any pictures.
You need to go to a damn concert with Celeste. She literally has a TikTok.
Really?
She has a TikTok.
Oh, well, obviously everybody has
that says, I'm out here being like God's favorite child, and it's just like 10 different people, like 10 different singers at concerts with her phone, handing her shit, recording with her phone.
Yes.
Like she's getting shots given to her by the band. Like
that's awesome. See, I'm not that cool. I wish I was that cool. No, but nobody bought me shots. But
she still don't believe me. But I'm like, it's because I want to fuck.
No. She's like, I'm single tonight. Leave me alone.
Well, because so she went to a Treaty Oak Revival concert, which I put her on. You know what I'm saying? I love them, and she used to always be pissed. She's like, can you fucking stop? Now she's all up on them. She went to go see them, and she was right up there, and like the band, she was drinking with the band and doing all of this other stuff. And I was just giving her shit because I'm like, because they wanted to fuck. And she's like, no, they were just being friendly. They
were just being friendly. Dude, that's going to be my goal when I go see Pecos on the Rooftops this March.
They're not that good.
What? Don't disappoint my heart like that.
Okay. Compared to their music.
Yeah.
Live.
If I'm drunk enough, I think I'll cry still.
I
cry at like every concert.
I've been to about 3 of their live concerts, and every single time I'm like, man, their music is good. Like maybe they'll just the sound. I guess the sound doesn't translate.
Maybe.
I don't really know what it.
So.
That's just me though.
So I can hype them up and they'll buy me drinks. They're
all right. I don't know about that.
No, damn. You know who's really good? Flatland Cavalry. I haven't
seen them. I'm gonna see them. So me and her are going to see Luke Combs.
Oh, nice.
In I think March.
Nice.
Flatland Cavalry is gonna be there.
Dude, they're so good.
We're supposed to fucking camp out in the parking lot 'cause she wants to be the first people.
Do it.
I don't.
Flatland Cavalry is really, really good. So you guys are gonna like them too.
I forgot there was
I saw them when
I think Riley Green's gonna be there too.
Riley Green's good too. He's pretty good.
I can't think of the female. She's got a donk on her though.
Not Priscilla Block, is it Priscilla?
No.
Block? Dude, Priscilla Block. I got to see her for free. You had to buy tickets.
She has good music.
Dude, her music's amazing. I love her. I got like one of her signed CDs because I was part of her little fan thingy a long time ago when she was famous on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And so she would like send out CDs of like with signed and everything. And so this is when she came out with, what was it? Peaked in High School. And so I think she was already climbing the charts then. And so I got one of her little signed CDs and I listened to it the other day because I forgot it was in my car. And I had like restarted my battery. I got a new battery. Yeah, it has a CD player.
Oh, shit.
My car's not that old. But it has a CD player.
But that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it has one.
Yeah, it's got it's a push to start with a CD player.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so
I ain't gonna lie.
yeah, no. So yeah. So like when I put my new battery in, the CD just like popped down. I was like, I forgot that was there. So it was kind of nostalgic. But yeah, she played at, where was it? I forgot what the name of it was. But yeah, they were selling her tickets, and we went, and they just let us right in without checking her tickets. So it's like, thank goodness I didn't pay for the tickets. So technically for me it was free regardless. But yeah.
Shit.
And it wasn't packed at all there. It was almost empty for her concert until like the end. Then it started getting a little packed.
Yeah.
I was there crying at her concert too. She sang every one of my favorite songs.
I like her interaction with her fans.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's very personal.
God damn it.
Personal. Dude, I'm burping a lot. Sorry, guys.
I had one of my friends, Mackenzie, she's like, or maybe you know Mackenzie.
That sounds.
But like
familiar.
she was like in love with Priscilla Block. But she
was.
Well,
she better still be in love with Priscilla Block.
I guess she is. I haven't talked to her in a hot minute, so I don't really know if she's still up on it like that.
I'm obsessed.
But yeah, like she got the same thing, like the CD, like she got a whole bunch of like notes and stuff. And I was like, that's super cool for an artist to do that. Because like, now
like
I personally don't really, like, me, I'm one of those people that I'm like, I'd rather so the other side, with Treaty Oak Revival, the reason why I'm such a big fan of them, and I'm a huge fan of them because their music.
Yeah.
But I went to their concert, and he's just outside smoking a cig. And Jonah, like, texts me one day, and he's like, or that night, and he's like, hey, bro, come out to the smoking area. And, dude, we're just out there shooting the shit. Like, we're just talking.
Wow, that's awesome.
Right? Like, we're just having I mean, obviously, he's a little bit drunk. I'm a little bit drunk.
Yeah.
But just cool people. Like, he wasn't.
That's awesome.
There was no part of him that was like, hey, I was just up on that stage.
Yeah. Wow.
And that part, I was like, see, this is what I enjoy.
Yeah. And
you're not an asshole. You're not. You're super cool. You're just chilling after the show. Like, you're just enjoying yourself.
Yeah. And Priscilla Block did do a meet and greet that night, but it was taking forever, and I had to work early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember leaving, and I regret leaving. I should have just called in the next day. But yeah, I left before she even came out for the meet and greet. She took a long time. I waited like an hour and a half. And I was like, dude, it's already like almost midnight. Like, I've got to go. And yeah.
But you don't think that would be cool? Like, if you...
Dude,
if you could figure out a way to make your version of your music, right? And make it sound the way you want it to sound, and make it, like, put it out there for, like, people to listen to it, right? And people start... and then you can start kind of gigging, and you can start doing I've said it before on this podcast. I would be so emotional, like the first time you're ever in a place and they're singing it with you, like they're.
Dude, I would cry. I'm an emotional person.
I legitimately
so I would cry.
think, I think I would too. Like, I think at that point, something you've worked and not even just that. Like, think about the first time you've like leveled up to a venue. Right? Like, you just moved from, like, a small bar stage to you're even at the indoor at Floors.
Yeah.
Much less you're at the outdoor stage at Floors, and you're singing, and you, like, hold your mic to the crowd, and they're singing it. Bro, that would be just like, yo, this is what this is what I've worked for.
Yeah.
Like, this is the whole thing. Like, this is everything that I've wanted. And I was like, I don't know... In my head, there's part of me that's like, damn, I wish I could fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I think, like, that's so cool. Like, because that's honestly been on my mind a lot, is the next thing I want to try to dabble in is music again. It's been a long time since I have. And that would be so cool. Just even doing like little stuff, like little sets at Thirsty Horse. Because I do know someone who plays in a band every now and then at Thirsty Horse. And so it's like, sometimes I just want to be like, yo, like, let me go on for a song. Like, give me my shot. Give me my shot.
Let me go off.
You know, let's do a duet. You know, tell the lead singer. Like, I want to do it.
And then with, like, TikTok and some of these other things,
Because I don't want to be famous. I just want to go out and perform. Like like I don't even mind like the bar scene, like doing like little bar nights, and just having fun with it.
I think I would enjoy the performing part. Like I think I would enjoy legit gigging, and I think I would enjoy the whole process. Because that's the other thing is, and I say this as somebody who's never messed with it, but one of the things that bothers me is I'll see these artists just get away from their creative process. Like, and they'll get away from their sound, and they'll get away from whatever it may be. And it's like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, even like Cody Johnson, I feel like you can 100% tell from when he signed his his big deal compared to before.
Yeah.
Like Colby Cooper, I feel like you can tell when he's like, same thing with Cole Wetzel. Like you can tell when they sign these deals and they maybe started getting a little more influence on whatever their music is.
Of course.
And it kind of sucks because you fell in, especially like if you caught them. Like I've been listening to Colby Cooper since he was opening for very small bands. Like I have been with him through the whole entire, like, but he only had like a legit 3-song EP whenever I found out about him.
Oh, wow.
Right? Like he was doing his 3-song EP and a bunch of covers for his opening act.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of watch it, and then which is still good music.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, so what happened? Like, where did you change as a person? Did somebody tell you with what you're doing is wrong? Yeah. And then that's kind of like in my head, because I have this thing in my head where I'm like, no, I know what I like and I know what I don't.
Yeah. See, and something that's kind of similar is just like when you have like record deals or whatever, you're technically told to stay with one genre. I mean, I don't know about like most people. Me, I don't like just one genre of music. I don't like to sing one genre.
See,
I like to sing country. I like to sing like folk, like a lot of different kinds.
I think that's getting crossed over with like the people I spoke about, because even though they're still probably indie country,
yeah, country pop,
they have more of a rock tone to them now. So I kind of feel like it's the opposite of that, where they're almost kind of saying, hey,
we can cross over.
So I think now, because it's not just them, you're seeing it with a bunch of people. It's almost okay for us to genre mix now. Yeah. Right? Like, you'll have Lil Nas X and...
You're just a genre whore.
And Billy Ray Cyrus, you know what I'm saying? You have a country rap song. You have you have a whole genre called country rap. Like, you have MGK going from rap to...
Yeah, that's crazy.
Punk
before
or whatever
you were
he is.
either like, oh, you had to be,
now you
country
can,
or you liked heavy metal, and you
now you
like
can flip flop.
Yeah, it reminds me of Trolls World Tour, where it's like everybody can love whatever kind of music
like
genre they want. Have you seen it, Trolls World Tour?
Isn't that like a cartoon show? Like
a
about
movie?
trolls? Yeah. It's a movie. I haven't seen it.
You have to see it. It's so good, and it's like they've got like country, genre. They've got hip hop. And they're all like meant to be separate.
Is it a musical?
No, I mean it might as well be, because there's a lot of songs on there and singing.
I had a hole in the shirt.
But yeah, and then like at the end, it's like, oh, we can all like be one, and because one queen is trying to make everybody one nation under rock, so she's trying to like hypnotize them to only like heavy metal music.
Maybe.
But then they realized, no, we can all.
You know what? I haven't seen it all. I've seen part of it. I've walked in.
Queen Barb.
I've walked in on it.
Oh, okay.
Like they were going ham, and I remember like,
sing it together. Dude, that soundtrack is fire though. I'm singing it sometimes. Lives in my mind rent free. I'll be driving and it just pops up, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just put that on.
Music is interesting. It's a very weird. Now, as I say this, like you can 100% produce. Like, you can make music.
Yeah.
And you can probably go get degrees, and you can fuck with people.
Now you don't even need degrees for that shit. You can learn everything
honestly, like with YouTube and everything now.
Yeah.
You can
learn anything on YouTube now.
It's
you can probably get free vocal lessons on YouTube.
It's honestly crazy. Well, I don't know. Because
I mean, they're just not going to tell you if you're good or not.
yeah, I feel like you would have to have feed, but you could 100% learn an instrument.
That's true.
Put your hand here. This is the chord. This is the
Boom.
whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard it takes a little while for you to like learn guitar and learn like the different things. I would have to figure that out, but you can basically do anything you want now.
Mhm.
I've created a studio inside of my house with no background in it at all.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing.
In hindsight, a lot of it's not from YouTube. A lot of it is just research. Now, you combine the internet with YouTube, then you get with...
I know, like, I got a green screen finally now, and I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to play with it and, like, do, like, cool little stuff with it.
A green screen?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah. I don't know, like, just, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's like, bro, I've got a green screen, some ring lights. Yeah, that's pretty much. I'm going to put, like, I'm going to do, like, an after workout, like, a post pump, a post gym pic, like, on my leg day and my glutes day, and be like, this ass is out of this world, green screen in this face.
That's funny. I mean, you can do anything. Like, even me, I had an idea of what I wanted to do to record, right? But when you're looking at video, like, I'm trying to think of how to word this. So there's a bunch of different ways, right? So you can go the broadcasting way, basically where you have a computer and you have somebody that's monitoring each camera, but then you have to go the camera route, right? So then, like, I had an iPhone and I said, all right, well, we're just going to run it off of the iPhone. Well, then you have to make everything work with one another. Yeah. And you have to make all of the, you have to make everything connect seamlessly. So whenever I click one view, it goes to that view. Whenever I click this other view, everything has an input and output, and everything is doing exactly what it's saying, but everything is... Right, so then it's all the software that you have to go with.
So here's my question. I don't know shit about
fuck.
Like, regarding this, but can you set up, like, multiple cameras and just record the audio and then get several different angles from multiple cameras and then just upload it that way? And kind of using, like, Adobe app, I guess.
So there's multiple ways you could do it.
Add in the audio where the video is placed.
So there's multiple ways you can do it, right? So let's just say I have an iPad.
Okay. You have an iPad.
And I have the iPad sitting over here. It's on a stand. And I have 4 iPhones. They're all connected through a Wi-Fi. Yeah. Which you're not supposed to have anything else on the Wi-Fi. Specifically supposed to be that. Now, this is just strictly with the software I have now. I can have 4, and I have 4 different camera views. It's all connected through a direct link via Wi-Fi. So I can connect, hey, I want the overlying view. The total view. Boom. Camera angle 1. You're going on a fucking tangent. Boom. Camera angle 2. And you're going to have one directly looking at you. Right?
Sweating.
I'm going off on a tangent, as I like to do. Boom. Camera angle 3, and it's a close-up of me. Yeah. And then you might want to... Is that
how it works behind the scenes?
Yes and no.
Okay. So I always thought they just, like, take a shit ton of cameras, have it there, and then pull out clips of, like, where they need, like, throughout the same video, if that makes sense.
So typically and it would work exactly the same way on my tablet. Now the difference is whatever I'm clicking is what's going to be recorded. Gotcha. So you would see all the different camera angles. So, like, if you've ever watched a video or, like, a broadcasting and it has several different camera angles, typically you're just going to click.
Which camera angle?
Now, if you have... Some people do this. If you have the memory, you go ahead and record from every angle view, and then you just edit it or you do whatever in. So then, now this is something I'm working on because what I have going on here, I record all of the audio and visuals all in the same. Yeah. So it's seamless. Well, I'm going to have to get a digitizer. Like, I'm going to actually have to get a digital recorder, and I'm probably gonna have to run an output directly to that, and it records. Now, when I do that, that's gonna take fidgeting because that might take away the audio from the visual.
Mm-hmm.
So I might actually have to overlap. So
Gotcha.
then you have to get into editing. So whenever I edit my videos, I have to have exactly everything on so my mouth isn't a little bit off when I'm speaking.
Yeah.
You have to be able to overlap it, entangle it. Then whenever you're cutting them down, you have to be able to edit the audio
So it doesn't sound like you're lip syncing.
So there's multiple ways you can do it. Mm-hmm. This was the easiest for me.
Yeah, no, of course, especially just starting off. I was just curious on how.
Don't get me wrong. It is, and it took a bunch of looking into what you can make it work. Like right now, everybody asks me, why am I not on Spotify? I'll go ahead and fucking say, they make it hard as fuck. I can't simply just upload.
You have to get approval, right? Or no?
No.
No? Oh.
So, yes and no.
Okay.
So they have guidelines. However, they also host Joe Rogan. So
yeah, I was like,
it's pretty loose.
Yeah.
They also have a bunch of murder podcasts and shit like that.
They're pretty obsessed with that. We did a whole workout listening to the murder mystery channel.
Like they're pretty.
They didn't want to listen.
They're
to
pretty.
music.
I don't think that there's anything that I'm gonna say that's probably gonna get knocked on Spotify. I'm blanking on what kind of code it is, but there is a specific code. It's basically like an uplink code. Mm-hmm. So when you're like example YouTube. And I can show you after this, but it's wild. It's like legit like coding. You're taking a link and you're inputting it, you're extracting it, and then you're having to input it. So basically what it does to Spotify is say, here is the link to where I upload my podcast, and it updates as I post to that link. So like if I'm on YouTube, I would copy it, or I'd figure out whatever the code is from my YouTube channel, and every single video from my YouTube channel under that link, so I could do a playlist, and I would drop it on the Spotify, and then it would automatically upload it to there. That is way more complicated than it needs to be, because I could easily extract the audio from my visual and then just upload the audio. Yeah. The other issue is if I extract the audio from the visual, then I have to go through a third party to downsize it into MP4 or MP3 or whatever other conversion that you want to do to get it down below the megabytes to upload it as an audio file. Gotcha. Like, so it's a lot. Like, we're trying to figure stuff out. I figure I'm not really worried about Spotify
until you start
at the very moment, because I have 59 subscribers.
Yeah.
And those subscribers ain't even watching. Like, my last video has like 10 views. And I'm willing to bet almost none of them are people that are subscribed to the channel. Like, it's probably just suggested videos or whatever, and they just accidentally clicked on it. So it's one of those things where I'm personally, like, I'm doing this right now. I'm just trying to get better. I'm trying to have conversations. I'm trying to do whatever I'm doing. I want to talk about, like, the different stuff I want to talk about. But it is a process. Like, all of those things that I just went through, I didn't even know existed when I started this. Like, I didn't fucking know that. I just assumed I could upload some shit to Spotify. Yeah. Right? Like, I just thought now, I haven't checked out Apple Podcasts, and I don't know about all that.
I'm a faithful user and subscriber of Pandora Premium. So it's
I haven't figured that out either, but then that's a little bit difficult because I don't know how Pandora specifically does podcasts, because they almost exclusively run clips.
And it was brought to my attention that nobody uses Pandora anymore. I didn't know this, but all of my clients make fun of me because I still use Pandora.
If you pay for Pandora Premium or whatever, I don't think it's that bad, because
I love it. I search up anything I want to listen to.
Here's the thing. Pandora is great if you need, like, when you just need new music.
Yeah.
Because it is impossible. The amount of music and stuff that is being uploaded on the daily from every single person. And that includes people you don't know.
Yeah.
Right? There is times I'll get on there and I'll just have it on like a
Shuffle.
just whatever channel, Texas Country Channel. And I'll just hear a random song and I'm like, I didn't even know this guy fucking existed.
And it's like, this, damn, he's pretty darn good.
Or where I really liked it was like, I remember, and this is from way back when, but I had Lips of an Angel station, right? From Hinder. And there would just be times where I was like, hey, I'm just like in the mood for kind of like some softer rock, like some of that older kind of just, it sounded good. It wasn't super heavy. And then it's just banger after banger after banger after, because they're playing like songs of Lips of an Angel. So you're just hearing all of these super popular songs that you're like, damn, I haven't thought about this song since like 8th grade.
Yeah.
And you're just like, holy cow. And you don't get that on Spotify.
You don't. See, I don't use Spotify, so
well,
I don't
if
know.
you download them, obviously you do because you have them. Now they have a thing called Enhanced that they kind of like, they lace your playlist with songs you haven't liked or whatever.
That just sounds so cringe.
Yeah.
See, that's another reason why I will not. I mean, my dad gave me his stuff to sign up with Spotify. But
well, you don't have to use it.
Yeah.
No,
see,
like
I
you
don't
don't have
know.
to use the enhanced mode. It's a
that
selection.
Just sounds cringe. Just laced.
I mean, I guess
That's
like
when you do to drugs and drinks.
Well, I don't think Spotify's selling me drugs.
Not Spotify. I don't know. I don't like Spotify. And that's just like because I'm such a diehard Pandora. I'm so used to Pandora.
To each its own. I mean, I personally like Spotify. Almost every single song that I've ever wanted to find, even songs that seemingly were nowhere, they've had them. So for me, like I could get on YouTube, I could find a song that I legit, like it doesn't even have a video to it. It's just album art. And I've never heard of, and it's on Spotify.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't even downloaded it. But it's like, I could get up to 6 people on my Spotify account. Here's the information. Just sign in. I'm like,
also, I think it's probably one of the best selections for podcasts.
really?
It's Apple's probably another, because to each its own, they have exclusive rights to certain people.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Depending on who you like, who you enjoy, what you like, I have noticed that Spotify seems to be a little more lenient with what they allow and what they don't.
So no more SoundCloud?
Fuck no. Is that even still around?
I don't know. But remember when that was like a big
my God, everybody was like a SoundCloud rapper.
Right.
Everybody was like musicians at that point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, once I get the iPad and I can start fidgeting and start actually like overlaying, like fidgeting with different layers and actually being able to like record straight up acoustic and then put it on top of a beat or put it on top of like a whatever it may be. We'll see.
Dude, let me know. I will rent out that studio in a heartbeat and just...
Because honestly, so I have this place, right? This place in here. Now, I guess the booms really don't help it too much.
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, probably could figure something out to where it would work. This place in here, it turns into a fucking vibe when you turn these lights. I'll show you the video I uploaded to TikTok. Just like the vibe of the room. So different. You just like change the lighting and everything else. And I was just like, in here I had the LEDs that was like dark purple.
Yeah.
And it's just all the other lights were off and you're just in here and you're just playing music.
That's a vibe.
And it was cool, but it made me realize, yeah, there's a lot of extra shit that goes into, like these people that are singing, that's not 100% their voice.
Oh, yeah.
Like 100%. It's 100%, like there's something that's enhancing it. There's some, like the way that it goes, like.
And I think that's why, like, I appreciate the videos of people singing more intimately, you know, without any mics or anything, just literally just singing into their phones.
Well, that's why I want to learn how to play guitar. That would be fun for me. I grew up doing that.
Yeah.
And I think if I could hide behind a guitar, I could probably like alleviate some of like the singing pressure, because then it wouldn't be a matter of, oh, am I on key, am I whatever. It'd be just a matter of like, hey, we're having fun.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm just singing, you're solely thinking about,
Singing the right notes.
am I singing?
Do I
sound
sounded
horrible?
flat?
Yeah.
Like, oh, my
So-
voice cracked.
But I would like to do it, because to me it's just fun. It's just, and I'm at a weird place in my life now where like I'm content with what I do for a living, but I also like I've finally reached a place where I can start messing around with stuff that I've always been interested in.
Yeah.
And now, with that being said, I have no idea what the end game is for it,
Mm-hmm.
but
You gotta get yourself a vision board.
that's difficult because I don't like
You gotta imagine yourself, like 5-10 years from now. Where do you want to end up? Like, think about it. And it took me a long time to even imagine my future. Like, someone would ask me, "Oh, what do you plan to do 5 years from now?" Or 5 years from now, where do you see yourself? I would tell them, I don't even know. I couldn't even see myself getting through today. Like, and now, and I just couldn't imagine what came after, like, that day, or even like 5 minutes later, or for dinner. Like, someone asked me, I was like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And now it's like someone can ask me, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? I was like, dude, like, I can see myself still doing personal training, whether it's remote, you know, living my best life, not working Monday through Friday, kicking ass, you know, just making my own schedule and being happy. And I can say that out loud, and I can envision it. And it's so crazy to think about.
Well, yeah, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, put it
But see,
out there into existence.
But see, whenever that part isn't that's not my issue,
Yeah.
because I know the quality of life that I want,
Yeah.
right? It's a matter of what am I gonna do to get it, and
Mhm.
then not only that, like what am I gonna put the time in. That's kind of why I thought the podcast was so interesting, is
Mhm.
because like if I did decide to get more into music, right, then maybe that opens up maybe I could create something, and maybe that opens doors to having more musicians on.
Yeah.
Maybe that opens doors for me to be maybe on an episode I bust out the guitar and we just,
Fucking have a jam session.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Dude, I'm here for it.
I
Love
haven't
jam sessions.
really like figured out how or what
Mhm.
I'm gonna do for it, but
So you
I
want
know
to.
like I have an expectancy to be successful. Like I know what quality of life that I'm going after.
Mhm.
I know what I want. The only issue is like definitely isn't easy. Definitely is gonna be a lot of work. Definitely is gonna require a lot of luck.
Mhm.
Definitely, you know what I'm saying? There's gonna be a lot of other stuff that's completely out of my control that's gonna have to go right.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I have a hard time because of the life that I've lived thinking that I deserve anything more than what I've got. So then that is a constant battle as well, because you can sit there and like go through all of this, set up, dude, I can have a studio in my house and just be willing to quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can have the vision board, you can have all of this, and you can sit there and say, well, it's not about if, it's when, and all of that
Mhm.
stuff. Which, don't get me wrong, all is great practice.
Yeah.
I believe that that's going to be the thing. But number one is you just got to make sure you're consistent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to make sure everything's consistent. You got to make sure that you're not overwhelming yourself with what you're doing.
Mhm.
You got to find how it's going to work, what you're going to do to make it work, right? Then you have to cut out a lot of the noise from the
Mhm.
background. Because that's my big issue with the whole manifestation shit. Don't fucking tell me manifest it. Tell me all the bullshit I need to do in order. Don't get me wrong. I can wish on it. I can.
Yeah. And I think like
I
that's
can
where,
manifest the fuck out of it. But
yeah, and I think that's where like some people have different definitions of what manifesting is. To me, it's like, okay, I'm speaking it to, my brain is fried. I'm speaking it into existence, and therefore I'm going to do everything it takes to get to that point. So I'm already imagining me there at that point that I'm like at my goal.
Yeah.
And so that way, like, I'm like, all right, I'm here. So how did I get there? And that helps me break down on the things I need to do and the task I need to complete to get there, if that makes sense. So that helps me complete it.
The way it was explained to me was, if you start believing it, then you start acting like it. And if you start acting like it, you're already there, which is okay. That's fine. I understand that part. But what's not being said is what happens when you got to get rid of people, right?
Dude, because it's a lonely place.
Like, what happens when you're going through a depression episode and you need support, but you got rid of and you realize that, hey, I wasn't surrounded by people that genuinely cared. I just had people that were around that were fun, but now I don't even have that outlet, right?
Yeah.
So then there's a bunch that goes into it too, and then you start thinking about, like, is my relationship even valid? Like, am I even in a space that I can have a relationship, because this thing requires so much time, so much effort, so much XYZ, you name it. So all of that manifestation is cool, right? Like, I understand it, and don't get me wrong, like, all of that is 100% stuff that has to happen for you to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, accountability is a gigantic deal with this.
Yeah.
But it is a wild thing when people are sitting there just like, yeah, just manifest it.
And people say manifest it, but then people think, oh, like, you know, just thinking about it isn't going to get me there. No, that's not the point.
Not only that, they think, oh, I read a book on manifestation. This is going to happen within 6 months. And it's like, homie, you're going to be lonely for a very long time.
Yeah.
Before any of this shit even kind of pops off. So, like, you have to be psychologically ready. You have to be fundamentally ready. You have to be monetarily ready. You have to be ready for whatever it is. And God willingly, you do take off and all of your dreams happen. Now you have to be prepared for what's life after money.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about people that they see you differently because you got money. Now they see you differently because you're not working a 9 to 5, and they think you're not working as much because you're not working the typical job.
Yeah.
Or they think you're living this crazy good life because you're vacationing all the time. Not even taking into account, well, we're vacationing because we're making content.
Yeah.
Or, oh, these people have been around me, so I'm going to bless them with the job, and then people get salty on you. Yeah. Well, why didn't you give me a job? I don't want to work in my job. Why didn't you help me out?
Yeah.
Well, then it's like, okay. Yeah, all of those parts are a part of manifestation that happen, but ultimately you have to get past all of those other things I said, being psychologically ready, you have to be fucking ready for the grind.
Yeah, and it's not easy.
And
especially when you're battling.
That's why it's so difficult to look at 10 years, because it's like, who the fuck is even around me at 10 years?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I know what kind of house I want. I hope my dog is still around. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have an idea of, like, what's important to me, what I'm hoping. But shit, I don't know. Because also, with that being said, I don't want to cap myself. Like, I don't want to cap myself and be like, well, I want to be in this $500,000 house that's a couple miles from the lake. Yeah. In 10 years, but maybe there's an extra gear, and I could have been in that same house, but maybe I'm closer to the lake, or maybe I'm closer to whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, y'all, thank y'all.
Bye.